Welcome back to the Path of Greatness. So, let's leave my phone real quick just so I can get this info up. Because as you know, the last video was 2K in 1 week. You know what I'm saying? 2K in 1 week. Feel me? So let's see, how much did I actually make? I made, let's see, let me go back to the weeks. Just give me one uno momento. Also, if you F with the beat, let me know. Put it in the comments. Okay. So I made £169. That's what I made. I don't know if you can see, but yeah. So clearly, I didn't hit the target, didn't make the challenge, and honestly, I didn't even attempt the challenge. The whole week just went by, challenges on my mind and whatnot, and essentially, just what had happened was, I just didn't do it. Honestly, I just didn't do it. I wanted to do it, but like, literally, I just had too much on my plate. Funny enough, I got my plate right here, ready to eat right now, right? And like, I know, like, that's pretty dead for this kind of video right now, but I got good reasons. You know what I'm saying? Literally, like, when I say, like, I know it sounds like an excuse, and I don't like to make excuses, whatever. So it, like, I'm gonna be frank. It is an excuse, but literally, I just had too much on my plate, and there's pros and cons to this. The pros are, or should I start with the cons? I'd say the cons is literally, it's just regular life getting in the way, and me not biting down on the bullet and taking these risks. But the risks have to be calculated risk, you know what I'm saying? And like, I could have definitely taken the risk and whatnot, but like, my issue that I've always had for years but never really acknowledged was my timekeeping. That's just something, like, I don't know if it's because of like the way my brain works or because of my skin color, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just always had an issue or a struggle with timekeeping. So I don't know why I was thinking, like, why I could try to do that challenge and stick to that time frame. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still gonna do the challenge. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to do the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want anybody to think like I'm just trying to, like, just make excuses, whatever, and just try to be making content for no reason, whatever. Because on one hand, I do want to be consistent with making this content, trying to do this as often as I possibly can. However, here it goes. Sounds like I'm making an excuse. However, real life still has to be participated. Still gotta do what I gotta do to actually live real life. So now what I'm trying to do. What happened with my laptop? That's not a good sign. Hopefully it'll come back on. But anyway, yeah, so what I'm really trying to do is be a little bit more accountable for myself, you know what I'm saying, especially this year with the things I'm trying to get done. And yeah, like, it's only within the last probably like couple weeks where I've really like acknowledged, like, timekeeping is something that I've definitely haven't like really try to like take advantage of. I mean, like, to a degree, but not consciously enough. Like I use calendars. Like I got two different watches. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm just kind of going around life a little bit aimlessly when it comes to time, instead of actually being a lot more um, intentional and intimate with taking control of my time. So like now, that's like what I want to have in order first before I even try to attempt this challenge to make 2K in 1 week. And I think it's very, very doable because of the things that I have in mind, like the ideas that I have in mind, as well as like the opportunities that I have like within reach. You know what I'm saying? It's literally sitting at my doorstep type shit. Excuse my friend. I'm gonna have to bleep that out. But literally, like I can just see how all of this is gonna work. And before I didn't know how, but I got a rough idea of how now. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I think I'm gonna be making way more than just 2K in 1 week. I just thought like, let me do the 2K in 1 week first, like aim low and then try and get a high return type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But literally, I just didn't consider like my actual like timekeeping ability, which it sounds crazy, sounds like funny and a little redundant and ironic and stuff like that. But now like I'm fully much more conscious of this, like, and I'm still just trying to get a handle. It's the 1st of February, putting this out now and everything and whatnot. By the 1st of March, there's going to be a dramatic transformation with the way I'm handling life. Like it's you're not gonna see the same me, like literally. And the way I'm putting everything together is just gonna be so nuts. Like, and if you're tuning in, I really, really appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? On my like 7 to maybe 9 subscribers that I got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really appreciate you guys tuning in if you really tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, like you guys are literally the day ones, and if you staying with it, staying supporting, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you engaging and interacting, like, yo, I'll surely, you know what I'm saying, reciprocate that same energy right back at you. Trust me, because the way I got this going on, as you can see, I'm sitting in the stool and whatnot. I'm putting things together. I don't know if you've seen the last couple videos or whatnot, or if you're new here or whatnot, you see that I'm putting things together. You know what I'm saying? I'm an artist at heart, but then right after that, like, I'm an amateur filmmaker, soon to be not amateur. You know what I'm saying? I've got my business started and everything. Watch, like I'm telling you, this is gonna definitely take off. It's definitely gonna take off. But more than that, I also have this thing I got going on with the fitness as well. You're gonna see real soon, same way. But it's more than just being like having like a healthy body, healthy lifestyle. The healthy lifestyle is a big part of it though, because it's more to do with your mindset more than anything, for you to be able to make a real transformation before you even pick up any weight or take any one step on a treadmill or a stairmaster or whatever it is that you're trying to do. It has to start up here. And I know it sounds very cliche, but realistically, like, that's what it really comes down to. And um, I don't know if anybody knows out there, but I've been a PT for years for myself as well. And um, I'm not trying to get too wordy about it, but what I understand is, with people, everybody has a different walk of life, but like everybody's like goals and trajectory are all different, but getting there is pretty much the same sort of format. You always kind of have to take the first step just to get the ball rolling anyway. You know what I'm saying? Once the ball is rolling, now it's just about maintaining that frequency, because you're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs, you're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs. And it's like, I know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? And the way you need to be able to maintain that, it's like You just have to start here, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be consistent up here in order for it to be consistent down here. Feel me? And having the right mindset is more than just making a decision, but making a decision is a big part of it. It's like some people might be struggling with addiction. I mentioned that in one of my other videos. Some people may be struggling with addiction and they want to quit. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what the addiction is, but it's literally the decision that you have to make in order for you to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you literally have to just make a solid decision. You know what I mean? And when you fall and you regress back into the addiction, it's the same thing again. It's just an easier decision, but you still made the decision to do that. You know what I'm saying? But if you make the decision to not, like a solid decision to not, that makes you much more stronger mentally. And there's a lot of science that goes into this. I'm not going to put it all into this video because it's going to get too long, but literally, like, this is what I understand. This is what I studied. I went to university for sports and combined science and physiotherapy. I know what I'm talking about. But down to the mental part, it's deep. It's mad deep. Like, if you have much more willpower and control over your mental, it allows for everything else to be easier when you walk in this path. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I'm putting things together, because I really want to help people to be able to have more control over themselves, for them to be able to get closer to their success. Same with me. Like, I'm being honest and open about the things that I'm struggling with and showing how I'm going to transform that so that I'm not struggling with those things anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's what all this whole video is really about. But I'm definitely going to do that challenge as soon as, like I said, like when I got everything all in order, because it's a lot to it. But like I said, it starts up here. And if you really understand, like, you could be a jack of all trades, but be a master of none. That's a saying that some people say. But I'm only bringing it up for context, because if you understand that if you're able to work on the one thing for mad long, or however long, whatever, you'll become a master at that one thing. You'll be great at that one thing. You know what I'm saying? And being able to do that comes with being able to remove distractions so that you can focus on the one thing. So if you want to transform yourself, whether it's fitness or a craft or some other skill, if you know how to remove those things and laser your focus on the one thing so you can become great at that one thing, it's very doable, very possible. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying, like, I want to be able to show people, teach people, train people how to do that, so I can help them to be able to get to the success that they're trying to get to. You feel me? But more on that later, probably on the next video. You know what I'm saying? The way I see it, it's just like, you know, just like how you're supposed to exercise to have a healthy body, you're supposed to train and stuff and everything. But in order for you to be great, you have to do a little bit more than what the average person is doing, especially, like, if you're in competition. You know what I'm saying? But you're supposed to train your body and your mind. And the way you train your body is through meditation techniques, and, brain games and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's specific ways that you're supposed to be able to do that. Because the way I see it, it's like everybody's walking around with things on their mind all day long, whether it's like stuff that they thought of themselves or things that they've heard, like from listening to music, listening to conversations, or what's on TV, or whatever. And a lot of that stuff piles up, and it becomes just like noise, or like a stack of mail that you need to sift through. You know what I'm saying? And then when you meditate, it's like you're actually going through the mail and checking to see what each letter actually is. You know what I'm saying? Whereas there's some people who don't meditate, who don't train their mind or anything like that, so they don't go through their mail. So you can imagine, it's like You're walking around in this world. Some people check their mail, some people haven't checked their mail, and they bump into each other and they might drop their mail on the floor and they get so mixed up together, and you might accidentally pick up somebody else's mail because you haven't gone through yours to know what's actually yours versus what belongs to somebody else or comes from somebody else, sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? So this is why it's kind of like it's important to kind of like take a moment out of your day and just go through like what is actually yours and whatever's not, take it out and give it back to whoever it gives to or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or throw it away type of thing, you know what I mean? So like, and these are like the type of things that like I really want to be talking about and teaching people so they can fully understand like, yo, like we need to have more control and more focus on the things of what we're trying to do so we can get to where we're trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much it for now. Like this next video, like I know this video isn't very cinematic like the way the one I did last time, but again, I'm just trying to get better control over my time right now so I can put things together better and make less excuses, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna leave it here, and I appreciate you tuning in anyway, and I hope you tune into the next one.